Hello, dear friends. I'm not trying to alarm anyone, but to report the truth. But nobody knows when the magnetic pole reversal will happen. We only see some signs. Opinion piece. Geomagnetic reversal. Suspicious calm. The magnetic pole is accelerating. It's moving at a rapid pace. Spiritual messages on the matter. Let's start. The magnetic North Pole is moving faster than usual, and we don't know why, but this news will never be on TV. Dr. Sam reports that we are coming to the end of a slow migration of the magnetic North Pole. In 17 days, the magnetic pole's displacement covered about 5 kilometers. Now it has only another 5 kilometers to go before it reaches the point of no return. This is an acceleration we have not witnessed before, and there are several hypotheses to explain it, from solar storms to a very heavy visitor called Planet X. The Earth's magnetic poles are continually moving, which is why they currently do not exactly match the North and South poles. They move so much that they reach a point where they recede every few years. This is interesting as it is, has transformative consequences. A geomagnetic reversal is a change in a planet's magnetic field such that the positions of magnetic north and magnetic south are swapped. The Earth's field has alternated between periods of normal polarity, when the predominant direction of the field was the same as the current direction, and reverse polarity when it was the opposite. Displacement. The magnetic field at the North Pole is moving towards Siberia. The reasons for this are almost a mystery that different scientific groups are working to solve. At the beginning of the last century, the magnetic North Pole was in Canada. At the beginning of the 21st century, it was in Greenland. Almost 2 decades later, it is moving towards Siberia at a rate of about 40 kilometers per year, a movement with important implications for the planet and humankind, given the tendency to reverse the polarity of the Earth's magnetic field. In a study published in New Scientist, it is claimed that the Earth's magnetic field has changed at other times. It has also weakened and strengthened over time. They calculate 183 pole reversals in the last 83 million years. The last one happened 780,000 years ago, according to science. In fact, 75,000 years ago, the magnetic field nearly collapsed, and if it had, life as we know it might not have existed. But the inner core began to form, providing a new source of energy for the magnetic field. August or September? Dr. Sam believes there could be significant and obvious geophysical disturbances in August or September, but this need not to be too alarming, because it could be volcanoes erupting or small earthquakes. By then, we will have reached or passed the point of no return of the field. If the acceleration is as much now as it will be after we pass point 40, the sensitive digital compass will show the extent of the deviation, each according to its geographical location in relation to the north of Russia in principle, and this may reach the borders of Mongolia in the near future. What will navigation and position be like? What will the global weather in general and the displacement of continental tectonic plates be like? Unfortunately, there is an abnormal weather that it's not timely. Summer is not summer, nor is winter winter. We are experiencing all 4 seasons at the same time. Expectations indicate the continuation of these fluctuations, and the weather models are different. At the same time, we, humankind, or human beings, experience various symptoms in the body. Do solar storms play a role in this distortion? Suspicious calm. Dr. Sam believes that the Earth's magnetic field is almost finished, and it will not stop here. Cosmic radiation will begin its large-scale transformation, starting from the Earth's core to the mantle, to the layers of the atmosphere. The Earth is now in a phase of relative calm, and that calm is suspicious. We will reach and pass the point of no return, and someone will come along and say nothing happened. The divine promise is near, in his view. Dr. Sam believes that the major Earth changes to come will be initiated by a fiery messenger. Even now, a star of great power is heading towards our solar body. The star would be invisible to the human or even telescopic eye, but it is on a path that will bring it into conjunction with our solar system. As it passes, it would affect the motions of all the planets in our system, and thus cause changes to their surfaces. The effect of this transit would be to set in motion the terrestrial changes that are prophesied. Several lands would sink, others would rise, to fulfill the karmic pattern of evolution of this Earth, as was the case with Atlantis. Humankind and human being has the power to influence the nature of this transformation through its behavior, through the use of technology, through the use or abuse of the three kingdoms of matter on this Earth. You cannot do or moderate the path and influence of this great star. How you behave now as individuals, how you guide your life and manifest your consciousness will affect this great transformation of the Earth. Messages. Ignore anyone who says that RV will occur next Monday or very soon. This results in great disappointment and lowers the frequency. Instead, resort to a limited patience and tolerance for how long it will take. But yet, we must also be effective ourselves in hastening heaven's arrival on Earth. According to a message from Archangel Michael, the space and time in which we live is now straightening out at full speed. The three envelopes called the ionosphere, magnetosphere, and heliosphere became totally permeable to cosmic radiations, light radiations, and our dimensions. This means that there are no more technical obstacles to our intervention within this dimension. There is no question that can force us not to manifest. We will do so according to your call, your desire for freedom and liberation, according to your desire to find oneness and above all being, that is the totality of who you are. According to Omber and Michael Abeinhof, the Earth will ascend and thus pass into the fifth dimension, and those who will remain on this Earth will be beings who will have completely transmuted the carbonaceous body, and who will have been subjected to and received the transformation of cosmic radiations, galactic radiations, and Earth radiations, i.e., be overloaded with gamma rays which will have transformed the DNA and even the structure of the atom. These will be the beings of the fifth dimension, the unified third dimension where consciousness is released will no longer exist in this universe. According to Ramala's vision, you are all very familiar with the experiences of life through your physical senses. You have become accustomed to the force of nature as it exists on the earth plane. You are all too aware of the limitations of the physical world in which you briefly incarnate, of the composition of your atmosphere, of the composition of your body, of the water that is so essential to your growth and continued existence. But the conditions will not be the same in the new age. You will not be able to survive the changes that are to come simply by adapting physically, for the physical body that you seek to protect will not exist in the new age, according to his opinion. The physical structure of the humankind that will inhabit the new age will have changed radically. Whereas now a large percentage of your body is water, in the new age it will be air. Ramallah says, how and when will these changes occur on Earth? They can occur in various ways, depending on whether they are initiated by humankind's destruction or by divine intervention. As to the timing of this event, there are many opinions, but in truth there is only one being who possesses that knowledge, and that is your God, the creator of us all. Moreover, that knowledge will not be made known to anyone until the actual time approaches. The Marian messages focus on us going through the tribulation period before the second coming, which would include the appearance of the Antichrist in physical form. According to Archangel Michael, only by moving our divine energy from the solar plexus center to the heart center will we have the conserved energy to get through the tribulation. We ride on the energy of the source, and when we realize this, we stop wasting energy sexually. According to Our Lady, the Church is heading for a great spiritual shipwreck. The great truths will be abandoned and false ideologies will take center stage. Do not forget the lessons of the past. Humankind is sick and needs to be healed. Do not turn away from the truth. Humankind is walking into the abyss of faithlessness. News. Breaking news. The World Bank says the economy is in a precarious state because of rising rates. The global economy will slow to the lowest level since the 2008 crisis. The global economy is set for a weak recovery with inflation, according to the OECD. Persistent inflation and higher interest rates will weigh on the global economy. Wave of corporate defaults on the horizon, according to Zero Age. Charts show that the housing recession is just beginning. UK cuts back on house buildings as rates rise. Lagarde says inflation is strong and will raise rates. Spanish exports to Algeria fall by 90% and increase to Morocco by 20%. Smoke from Canadian fires darkens New York and alerts the East Coast. The US bans the sale of AR-15 and other semi-automatic rifles, effective immediately. China's big four state-owned banks will reduce their dollars deposits. China's exports fall more than expected. The lira plunges as Turkey withdraws its defense. World's oldest tombs, dating back to 200,000 before Christ, found in Africa. A solar storm could hit the Earth's magnetic field on Thursday, 8th June. It was launched into space on 4th June. The oblique impact could cause minor geomagnetic storms. Americas. Peru to declare an emergency due to El Niño. Mexico lowers alert for Popocatépetl volcano activity. Brazil's inflation is the lowest in more than 2.5 years. The World Bank upgrades its growth forecast for the Brazilian economy in 2023. The World Bank expects the Chilean economy to contract by 0.4% this year. Argentina seeks the arrival of 500,000 Chinese tourists per year. A market run by street people declares war in inflation in Argentina. The organization Proyecto 7 set up a greengrocers and a bakery in one of its centers in Buenos Aires. The initiative generates wealth and helps people to buy cheaply. Trade between Russia and Cuba soars ninefold in the 4 months of 2023. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.